Yes, sir, man. We're fresh off of RB Divide and Conquer 2. Dope event, you know what I'm saying? Our recap article is published for that already. You can check it out at letstalkbattlrap.com. We gave the event rating a 7 out of 10. Last one was a 9 out of 10. And I just want to go ahead and say, I seen everybody in the build. Ever seen
Ooh.
everybody in the building was like,
Tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes.
yeah, everybody in the building was like, this was like an 8. This was like a 9. Swave was on Restore Order last night. He said this was a 10 out of 10. I'm just like, maybe for you, you were in the ambiance of the Blue Room,
No,
in the
no,
magic.
Man's had a great performance for Swave. He was like, it's a 10, B.
What about me? It's about me. It's about me.
Yo, them
But
brothers sound like they 90 years old with emphysema, man. Swave. Go get yourself some sea moss, man. Clear out that mucus, bro. That sounded crazy.
hilarious. No, but what this card has 6 of the same people from the last one.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I off the rip, like I can't say QB had a better performance. I can't say
Right.
Ilbo had a better performance. I can't say Payne or Coach. Maybe Coach, but I can't say
Maybe
they had
Coach, yeah.
100% of a better performance than last time. So I'm like, I mean, like to be fair, Divide and Conquer one was like a 9.5, damn near out of 10. It was almost a flawless card. It was either you were gonna try to maintain that level or slightly go down. 7 out of 10 is not bad. It's a good card, still a good card nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to talk
Yeah.
about all of it.
I mean, I personally thought it was like an 8. You know, I definitely got something out of every battle. You know what I'm saying? Something that, you can take home from it. But if we're comparing it directly to Divide and Conquer 1, it wasn't on the same level,
No, yeah, I
of
think it was.
excitement the entire night. You know what I mean? But it was
Yeah,
definitely a dope event nonetheless, though. Like a lot of replay value, stuff to go back to. But I definitely felt it was a notch right below, though.
I feel the same. That's all it was. You know what
But
I'm
I could
saying?
see how people would be like 7 is a little low. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, this is it's a group effort. You know what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
weigh it out, you get the average. You know what I mean? Balls. But it is what it is, man. Sometimes
Yeah,
you
no.
look back and you go, was it a 7? Was it an 8? But we ain't gonna retroactively change it. We'll just talk about it. You know what I mean?
Uh, I want to start with, normally we go in order, but let's start with, we actually changed the article format this time around because there was 11 battles.
Oh
We recapped
gosh.
all 11 battles, but we knew the
Whew.
readers, we knew what the readers wanted to read, all right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
We know our bread is buttered, man.
You know where the bread was buttered, so we changed the format a little bit. This recap article, we put all of like the main battles, the main event, co-main event, and the standout performances first, and then went along with the details. So we wanted to do the recap podcast the same, man. Murda Mook versus Bigg K main event.
Let's go. Let's waste no time, man.
Let's waste no more time. We're already 7 minutes in. Talk about Mook and Bigg K already been 7 minutes. What'd you think of the battle, Vlad?
Oh man, so many thoughts, friends. Good battle. Enjoyed the battle. You know what I'm saying? I feel like ARP definitely got his money's worth for that one. Um, both men brought it. You know what I mean? And it's funny because we can now look back at their recent, battles that were not that long ago and then say, okay, well, is the trend going to continue? What is going to happen? Are they both still going to be fire? Is Mook going to be different because he's not in New York? Will K be able to do this back to back? Will he be able to reach that same level of Bigg K-ness that he did versus A Ward? And a lot of questions were answered, friends. All in all, good battle, dope battle. Not a classic or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely worth giving it a couple watches. And we know with Mook battles, you definitely got to do 3, 4, 5 watches just to make sure. Because the final decisions on the Mook battles, for some reason, hold so much weight in this culture. But after saying all that, friends, I'm going to go with the winner first, and then we'll break it down. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do it.
Here we go, man. Brrr. I had Bigg K winning the battle, rounds 2 and 3. I gave Murda Mook the first round. I thought the first round was definitely the most competitive round, the best round overall in the battle, but I just felt like Bigg K just kind of outlasted Mook and just kind of put more effort into his pen and his concepts for the battle than Mook did. And he carried that out all the way through. Whereas I felt like Mook really, he ramped up very early in the battle. His first round was like dope. Don't get me wrong. Yes, there are a couple of lines that belong in the garbage can. Yes. Big King had a couple lines too that no one wants to ever talk about. It's always like that with a Mook battle. It's always like, what about these 5 trash lines? But the opponent never has any trash lines for some reason. That's
Nah,
always interesting.
yeah,
But
I think when Mook battles people, like they always like if you have to like compare the scale of the peaks and the lows, like there's more times than not you might find Mook with some of the lower lows or like they're very. It's funny because they're very
he
quotable and remember.
lobs them up, boy. He lobs them up, man.
They're almost like damn near like becoming quotables. How memorable these lows are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could, but
It's almost a joke. It's almost like it's so bad that you just like gotta laugh at it and go like, This is ridiculous." He had to write
it's
this in as a joke. Like, you know what I'm saying?
it's so bad that it makes you forget about his opponent's worst lines.
Right, right, right. And then when he has great lines or great schemes and stuff like that, people don't point them out as much. You know what I'm saying? Just an objective, viewpoint from what I seen. Because taking the extra time to do this recap, I definitely noticed that too, just from everyone out there and stuff like that. But it was a dope battle, man. Big K had a game plan and he stuck to it, man. He ran his route. You know what I'm saying? He definitely ran his route and he was consistent throughout the entire battle. I got to give him that. He was very consistent. He was very on point. Salute to Big K, man. Rounds 2 and 3.
Whew. All right. Well, let me first say our senior staff writer,
Yeah.
Q Moody, took the opportunity. He writes the main events for all the recap articles, and that's his job. Senior staff writer. You got to do the big matches. I ain't make the rules, Q. All right. So in his breakdown of it, I felt like he was just slightly harsh on some of the lows that Mook had because I kind of agree. Like there is low points in Mook's round, the ABCD scheme. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a F. Told you I'm a G. You know what I'm saying? Like there's that.
I'm the first alpha in the alphabet. B, gonna see this. D, E. It wasn't the worst thing ever, but it's like we've heard it many times before. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely takes away a little bit of the luster from the bars.
Yeah, but for me though, like Mook's first round, that round was awesome, man.
It was really good,
It
man.
was a really good round. The house money bar,
Come on, man. Yo, the house money bar was stupid, man.
Tough.
It's a win-win for you.
Hey,
boy.
I'm not a married man, so how much did the doghouse bar relate to you?
Oh man, son. All the married people, that bar hit home, man. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, so many of you savages and battle rap are out there singling, mingling with each other and stuff like that, and don't know what it's like, you know what I mean, to live under one household with someone else and constantly have to figure out how's this day gonna go. So when he said that, I'm always in the doghouse. I'm a married man. I was like, I felt that, man. That was a dope bar.
Listen, the first thing I did was send that clip to A Ward. You know what I'm saying? It was he loved that bar. You know what I'm saying? All my married folks love that bar.
All of us, man. That bar was fire, man.
Mook's, by the way, the person in the front, the older gentleman, that's Mook's father. For anybody who doesn't know. So when Mook set the doghouse bar, his father goes, "Facts." He's like been there before.
Well, been there before. Yo, that bar was fire, man. Like we said, man, the house money line was just so dope because you got it. Because Big K did mention in the battle, Mook's getting 150. I didn't say this, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's real or not, but that's what K dropped on it. And then, so for Mook to say, you're playing with house money and he got paid house money and stuff like that, the way it tied in together was like, because he's saying, this is a win-win for you. I don't get, you get the clout from me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a win-win. We both playing with house money.
Let's touch on that point for a little bit real quick because I do feel like I've seen it over the years since Summer Madness 2 when Mook said how much he got paid for Iron Solomon. A lot of the battle rappers have been disgruntled or upset with him raising the ceiling, but also feeling like the performances he put on didn't match the value of what he was getting. And I think we all forget sometimes that when one of your peers are getting paid more than you, it's not just necessarily the production. Sometimes it's more seniority, it's more experience, it's better qualifications, it's more of a draw. It's not so much the end result more as it is all the things going into it. Because and I know Vlad, like at the end of the day, we're league owners. That's why I don't.
It's a business.
I'm not so critical when I see matches on paper that I don't like, because there's no guarantee that content will ever come good no matter how well you construct the battle. It can be the best card on paper and it can not turn out so well versus the match that you never thought you needed and it becomes the match that you enjoy the most. So like I understand where maybe the battlers feel disgruntled with Mook, right? You know what I'm saying? They get upset about that. But I think you alluded to it great. It's like redirect your anger. I get it. You're going to point your anger at the person that is identified with something that's preventing you from getting what you feel is worth, or he's getting something that you don't feel he's worth. But the anger isn't towards him. He's raising the ceiling. He's opening the salary cap for this game. The anger should be towards the entities that don't feel like they can provide you more. And Hollow said it best. I'm sorry, Look said it best to Hollow. I'm just stating the facts. This is the most I ever got you paid for a match. But thank me later for that.
Exactly. Yeah. Like when I'm hearing K saying, you murdered the love of the game, and by you,
that line was tough, though. That line was tough.
Yeah. I didn't say it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was fire.
It was a good line.
It was fire. But I'm just saying, it's like, bruh, if he didn't say I want 25,000, dudes would probably still be battling for 2,500, 3,000. You know what I'm saying? 5,000 and be happy with that. You know what I mean? So it's like he came and kicked down the door. He's bringing in these pay-per-view numbers. He's bringing in these people through the doors and stuff like that at these, at these theaters and everything. So it's like they're paying because they know the paying customers is going to get the ticket, get the VOD, get the pay-per-view and all that stuff. So you can't be mad at that man for getting his bread. You got to redirect your anger at the league owners and say, yo, why am I not getting paid this? Is it because he's doing all of this, he's getting paid that? Because they don't feel like it's about the raps or, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So it's like, you can't be mad at Mook if he's a draw and people are willing to pay. At the end of the day, this is a business. You know what I mean? So it's like, when people attack him about what he's getting paid and stuff like that, it's almost kind of like, yeah, but you still want to battle him because this is going to be the most you got paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody getting together and starting a coalition for themselves to get paid more based upon their metrics or whatever they feel like they're bringing to the game. So it's always funny when I see people attack him for how much he's getting paid, but all he's doing is raising the pay scale every time he gets paid more. So people should technically be happy.
Don't forget that prior to the Iron Silent battle, Mook didn't get paid on these
at all.
Not even URL battles, Smack battles. I'm sorry, they weren't even URL at the time. All the Smack battles, he didn't get paid. You know what I'm saying? But Vlad, we're also a human, bro. You know what I'm saying? We can't deny the fact that, like, at a job, a coworker comes in to get paid more than you. You don't get mad at management first. You get mad at them, even though you should be getting mad at management and payroll and HR and the company and your supervisor. You redirect your anger towards a person that's getting more chicken. We've seen it in the NBA years ago when the salary cap hit and my man Reggie Jackson was getting paid more than John Wall, and John Wall had a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep it a buck. I even seen it on Caffeine. I'm going to be very transparent. I've seen some battlers or people that pretty much phone it in on their Caffeine shows. They just watch battles, and sometimes they're not even on the webcam. They just walk away and let the battle stream. Like, what the fuck? How is he getting paid more money than we do, and he's not even on camera? You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I understand when people get mad at the entity. I'm sorry, get mad at the individual, but you should get mad at the entity.
Yeah. Or and to keep it fair, get mad a little bit at yourself too, because you got to be able to look in the mirror and say, well, okay, if the numbers don't match, then what can I do to make those numbers match? You know what I mean? So you got to look at the big ball man who's cutting that check. Yeah, look at yourself and say, all right, well, what can I do different? You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, go ahead.
The first round, we agree that we have Mook winning it, even though it's a competitive round.
Yeah.
The more I watch it,
it is a competitive round for sure.
The more I watch it, the more I feel like Mook actually wins that round. But I'm not. I don't hate people that say Big K won it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna hate. You can't just be like, oh, Mook just clearly blew him out the water because K was good too. You know what I mean? But I do feel like, yeah, Mook definitely got out a little bit in that first round, man. And even when he had like the I know everyone hated the Humpty Dumpty line and stuff like that, but then right after that, he does like a dope, just for me, perm, hair scheme and stuff like
I'm
that. You
on
know,
with the do rag, and you guys got the
oh, that
360s.
was earlier, man. That
Oh,
that
okay.
that was a fire one, man. That was a fire
Yeah.
one, and it made a lot of sense. And I like when Mook doesn't just single out just the opponent, but rather he knows that that opponent is talking to usually like a whole class. You know, he's usually talking for like a whole class of people who feel this way about Mook, so that Mook just addresses everybody. You know what I mean? Like, and he's telling you like, yo, y'all mad at me because you let these league owners, pimp you and underpay you for what you feel you're worth. And then when he just brought it home with that 360 do-rag line, it was just like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I had Mook in the first. I just like when people just point to somebody's lows, because at the end of the day, these guys are rapping what, Vlad, like 15, maybe up to 18 or 20 minutes of raps. Like, you're
Yeah,
not gonna like every single bar. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna hit every single shot from the field. Your field goal, like, I'm gonna put your shot chart up. You're gonna have some X's and O's all over the fucking court, but
right.
it's all about the shot selections and the peaks and the lows. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just going to instantly point to a bar that I don't like instead of a bar that I do like from Mook. And I like what he had in his first round. My favorite bar of the battle comes from his first round. I know your body, don't get
Don't
out
get
of it.
out of it. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love that
yeah,
bar. In fact, I'm
yeah.
gonna
No.
start using it in my real life for arguing with people. Thank
Yeah,
you.
relax, champ. Frank's gonna be in the supermarket. It's gonna be like one item left. It's gonna be like, yo, grandma, I know your body. Don't get
Don't
out
get
of
out
it.
of it.
I want the rum raisin because I'm the one raising. You know what I'm saying? So
Are we in agreement that Big K won the second round clear?
yeah. Definitely, man. Like I felt like the pedal was lifted for Mook in that second round, and Big K mashed down on the pedal in the second round, man. And he
Yeah,
took off on him, man. He took off on him. It was clear. That one was evident.
the
Like I
vote.
said, I have Mook winning the first round, but if someone is telling me, oh, I think I got Big K, I'll be like, I can see your argument. I'll still disagree, but I can see it. Sometimes you'll be like, yo, if you got it, I ain't tripping. I would still be like, nah, I disagree with you, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad that you got him, but I disagree. The second one though, that was Big K to me, man.
Yeah, I agree. That vulture bar. You pop up and eat after we kill shit. Like, that was the.
Although he's not really a vulture, but I hear you. I hear
No,
you.
no, it was more of a competition standpoint, I think, because like, Verb
Mhm.
kind of set the same. Was like, you come here after we catch all the wreck. You know what I'm saying? So the metaphor hit for me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. No, man, it was dope. Still break. And like I said, he had a game plan, man. He had a chalkboard, he had bulletin points, and he said, "What do I want to attack him on?" And he stayed the course. Like every round, he stayed the course.
Before we go into the third, I want to read these two quotes from Mook and Big K.
Go for it.
Um, Big K says, "I wrote more bars for this battle than I ever had before for any other battle. This is a legacy battle. Mook is a strategist, so I knew I had to switch my plan of attack. I wanted to show a person from my class can hang with the legends, but the dog strikes again." He said this on 15 Minutes of Fame. And a couple minutes later, Murda Mook pops up and shakes a Big K's hand on the same 15 Minutes of Fame interview. And Mook says, "It's a lot of people this battle could have been, but it's nothing but respect for Big K. I felt like I had to work in there. He came in there and got straight to it, and that's what I wanted. I'm happy with this outcome, and I can say we have replay value." So that's why, like, I'm not so critical of Mook personally, Vlad, because I feel like this is kind of almost standard to what I've seen already from him over the past decade. He's gonna give me some fire schemes, some fire intricate bars that I have to run back. He's gonna have some dope lines. He's gonna have some very bad lines. But this is pretty much who he's been.
Yeah. It is. I mean, sometimes though, man, when he's at his peak though, like he's ridiculously crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then other times you're just kind of like, you're too good not to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
In certain battles, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because like when we seen what he did versus Rock, this is kind of like, geez Louise, man. Like everything was just, and then maybe he took that one more personal. Maybe he was more invested in that battle. Maybe it had a different meaning for him or whatever. Because
Everything was different. He
yeah,
had
yeah.
more. He had more to work with. He was in an environment in his back. Like, everything was
Right,
different.
right. It's like with this one, he faces certain challenges because There's not much that's known about Big K. He's not really in the public like that. He doesn't mix and mingle or everything. So it's not that many, weird stories, about him and things of that nature. So it's just kind of like, with Big K, you knew the points of attacks. You saw what he had to attack when it came to Mook. But with Mook, you're just kind of like, okay, we're guessing race is going to come up for sure. And there's nothing wrong with that. He is a white guy, just like Big K is going to attack him about math angles and stuff like that. So fine, nothing wrong with that. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. You know what I mean? But I just felt like, man, in the second and then in the third, it was just kind of like, Mook, are you all the way into this battle? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you fully invested in this? Because Big K is, you know what I mean? And like I said, from that first, you saw he was fully invested in the first. And then the second and the third, I'm just like, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just rap at that point. You know what I'm saying? But K third round, I definitely had K winning that third round. Mook's third was better than his second, but while he's rapping, after watching it back a couple times, like I just didn't feel that at any point he overpowered K in that round. You know what I mean? And with K with the round, it's like, all right, there's a whole big thing about, are the angles true or the angles not true? This,
Yeah,
that, and the third.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah, and I'm just here to say, listen, man, if we know for a fact that an angle is true, yes, it does make the bars land harder. But in battle rap, we don't always know what's real, what's not. So we just have to go off. Is the conviction making it work for you? Were the bars dope? Did they land? And, did the people receive it properly? You know what I mean? So is Mook addicted to Adderall? Is he a junkie? I don't know. But, Big K saying Mook is a junkie, but in his last battle, he's talking about chewing on perk 10s. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
See,
is
but
that the Negro calling the pot
I,
Moreno? Like, you know
all
what I
right,
mean? Like, what's going on here?
that's where I want to interject. That's why I want to interject. I feel like fake angles work on a few things, right? Well, let's just say angles, period, before we call them fake or real. Angles work on a few things: the way it's presented and the
Yeah.
perception of who's saying it and who's receiving the angle, right?
Right.
And so when you see Mook like being unable to finish because I'm not doing the podcast with Vlad and we do the podcast Tuesday because Sunday car accident, fender bender. Like, when he's doing that, and then even at the face off when he talks about Adderall, Mook's like, yup. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes Big K's angle about you being addicted to Adderall kind of hit because we know the nature of how sporadic you could be. You already admitted it to the face off. Did he over exaggerate it? Of course, it's a fucking battle. You're supposed to over exaggerate these things, but it's like all right, this angle is like kind of accurate or it's relatable. And there's three angles in Big K's third round. There's the Adderall stuff, right? The drug addict angle. There's the Yes Jules angle. That's 100% real. In fact,
Yeah.
that's
We seen it with our own eyes, man.
110% real. Okay.
In real time, too.
Let me tell you something. This kind of tripped me out because when I was like, when we were waiting to do our podcast we normally do it our Sunday night. It's Tuesday morning, so I got the chance to watch everybody else's recap in the meantime.
Yeah.
All the bloggers and media, Black and people that I rock with. A lot of people forgot that podcast was actually Mook's podcast. They're saying Mook went on Yes Joel's podcast. I'm like, whoa, are we that far? Are we that far removed that people forgot that this was Mook's pod? And this was 5 years ago. And keep in mind that out of those 5 years, Mook's already battled Verb, Tay Rock, Reed Dollars.
That was 5 years ago?
It was 5 years ago.
That's right. Yeah. Because Verb was talking about it on your podcast. Not one of us.
The thing is, out of all those opponents in those 5 years, nobody brought that angle up for real. Which is kind of like I don't know to be upset that nobody's ever brought it home. I don't know to be upset that it took Big K to bring it home. But the point is, it's like, all right, if you're going to use the white angle, which Mook didn't even harp on that drastically, to be honest. Like he didn't spend an excessive amount of time. It could have been way more dragged out, but he did. I think he got in and out of the white angle. So I'm not even going to condemn him for it. But it's almost like you're openly contradicting yourself by saying, oh, our group of white people that they don't even know that they're white, and they say, nigga, like, yo, what up, man? And then we just let it rock. And it's like, nah, bro. In no circumstance can we let that rock. In no circumstance.
But there are some people that do. I don't. You know me, France,
We know that
personally.
they do, but we just said it in any circumstance. You can't let that rock, Vlad. I'm
But
sorry.
look.
You
That
wouldn't allow me to get away with it. You would
no, because
if me and my Christian friend were here. Yo, my Christian friend can't even say a woman's name Monica around me because it's too close. It's too close.
but here's what I'm saying. What may be right for me may not be right for someone else. You know what I'm saying? Because you go to Cali. Look. This is what I'm saying.
Nah, we're not doing that.
I'm not. Look,
You
I
would hold
don't.
me. You would hold me accountable if I let that happen.
Yes, I know you, but at the end of the day, I can't control you. I can't control what the other person does. You go to California, they let Asian people, they let all sorts of Latin folks, not just folks from the diaspora. You
They
know what I'm
not
saying? Use
white. They not white. I
they
cannot
will
believe
let
this. What I'm
listen.
hearing.
They will
They
let
not.
their hardcore
Yes.
white friends use it. Also, they will let their white girls use it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying I wouldn't accept it, but there are people that do. You know what I mean? If he was one of those people,
We don't have to break down the anatomy of why it happens. We know that. The point is that you cannot let it happen and then also use it as an angle.
no, that I agree with. That I do agree with. You know
That's
what
the
I'm
point.
saying? That I
get
do
why
agree with
I
because
get
at
why
the
that
end of the
I
day,
get why it happens. I get
because
it.
at the end of the day, the rebuttal for that is even if I'm not saying K uses that word or whatever the case is, I'm not going to put that on him. But if all of his friends told him it was cool to, and he grew up around all those folks, that's his environment. That's his own unique story. What people outside of that environment would have to say, he would have to deal with that when he meets people on the outside of that environment. You know what I'm saying? So even with that angle, if Mook is allowing people who are part white, whatever, to say that word, you know what I mean? Then you couldn't be mad if Big K is saying that word if he got the okay from his friends. You see what I'm saying? So
Look,
I hear you. We're on the same page about that one. We're on the same page.
as a whole, from prior to the podcast when he turned into an activist against Iron Solomon, to then allowing it and then going back to using it against
Right,
Big K.
right,
It's
right,
like it's
right.
too much fluctuation of where you
Yeah, no,
stand
I
on this.
agree with you.
And then it suddenly turns into right message, wrong messenger kind of thing. So I got to
I
give
do
Big K,
agree.
I got to give Big K a ton of credit for the counter writing there. And again, that's the second of three angles he used, and the third angle was your manager as a cop, as a CEO, whatever. And like, well, we don't know that to be true. Clearly, the person he kept like kind of directing it towards, who was in the front, was Murda Mook's father, who's not a cop. I'm from the town. I'm from the
Yo,
town.
when a dude
And
in the 60s is telling you he's from the town, he spent a lot of time somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So he
so
definitely wasn't no cop. You know what I
no,
mean?
no, no. But then that's where it goes back to what I was saying earlier with the angles. It's all about how it's perceived and dressed up.
Right.
Because then it ended with a bar of like, you've been bringing 5-0s to the stations, Iron Solomon, and that's a
Yeah.
dope bar. But the angle didn't hit. But like that angle alone isn't enough for me to be like Big K lost a round. He had two other angles that were crafted well and extremely accurate.
Yeah. I mean, he dressed them up well, if anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure. So, but yeah, like I said, man, Big K was he just had a script and he stuck to the script. And I felt like Mook's bars were he just kind of like pieced things together. You know what I'm saying? And then the whole ARP and Smack thing and this, which was like low key, like the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? For somebody giving you house money, it's just like kind of crazy, dog. You know what I mean? Like that was wild. You know what I mean?
It was
And
a little,
on top of that,
yeah.
did it bring anything to the battle? Did it enhance anything Mook had to say? Was it a plus, for him and stuff like that? And I'm just kind of like, no. And then the other bars he had in that round two were just kind of like, all right, man, like let's bring this thing home without like crashing the jet. You know what I'm saying? Like give him his props. He still kept the same aggression, the same level of passion, all that stuff. The delivery was still on point and everything. But I just felt like his bars just could have been better. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like he just could have, looking at round one and then looking at rounds 2 and 3. I'm like, come on,
It wasn't like the same level of like output there.
yeah, and the level of creativity. Don't get me wrong. There's stuff sprinkled in there, but just not enough and not often enough. You know what I'm saying? So it was
Yeah,
just kind of like,
I wasn't here for the dog stuff. It was a little
oh,
excessive.
it's a French bulldog. Wee.
Doberman, because you pitch dope to men.
Oh yeah. You see what I'm saying? It was like, oh, come on,
I wasn't here for none of that.
And
But
I get it. The French bulldog, like we's bad. Yes, I get it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was just like, all right, man. I guess this is how we going out.
I'll say this much though. Clearly Mook is content with the way the battle came out because he got a Big K that was very he met his standards, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I think now, like, there's always a narrative casting on Mook, like, oh, can he be good on a big stage? Can he do it on a road? Can he do it against a puncher? Can he do it against this? And I feel like every narrative, for the most part, has been dispelled, and now he's just looking for. All right, I'm probably not gonna body nobody because like they're gonna come with 110% to kill me. This is the chance of their lifetime.
Well, we can't
So
say that because he did that versus Rock and he did that versus Geechee. So we can't
right,
say
right.
that.
Well, I'm saying like because
You
the
talking about from
objective.
here on out? You talking about?
Yeah, yeah. It looks like the objective is now like let me create replay value because that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. No, you know what, friends? And I haven't spoken to him about that, obviously, but I do think there is something to that. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, can I give these people enough of what they want that they're gonna keep pressing replay on this? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that where he's
And,
at with things? Like,
and
I'm just
I
here
think he felt
for that.
I think he felt that way because like obviously between the Iron Lux battle
Yeah.
and the 2-on-2, that's all he kept hearing. Like the battles aren't good, even though he
Right. Your
won.
battles are ass. They're
Yeah,
terrible to watch. Blah blah
and then,
blah.
with Rock, obviously they're like, oh, we can finally listen. He's like, yeah, now you can listen to me. You know I'm doing amazing. And then he
Yeah.
goes from Rock to Reed, where it's like the Reed battle reverts back to the previous sample size. So then everybody's kind of like putting an asterisk on a Rock battle, like it's a COVID battle, it's an empty room. That's why you got away with it. And now he's kind of like, all right. I prove all you wrong. I could be electric on the stage against Geechee. And from the Rock to Geechee battle, I think he's looking at it now like, I just want to be sure that I can be good enough for you to want to watch me back, regardless if you have me losing or not. And if my opponent is good and I feel like I'm good, then even better. So I feel like he actually really genuinely walked away feeling like this is a plus. And I don't think this is a bad move by any means. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah,
think
no, it definitely wasn't. Definitely
it's
wasn't.
more about Big K stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, exactly, man. The dog definitely did strike, and congratulations to him. You know what I mean? On his victory, good battle, definitely worth watching. Get the VOD and go read that recap on let's talk battlerap.com. ARP, it wouldn't hurt to give a retweet. You know what I'm saying? We writing about the bricks and everyone else. You know what I'm saying? Give them the big pump. Shout out J Slash.
You retweeted the Ill Will article.
You know what I mean? So come on, player. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's a 7 at the top, but let's believe there's a lot of good content in between. Go ahead and read. I want to close out with this before we get to the rest of the card. We are a bit of limited time. I will say this. I'm not ready for a world where Big K might be a Cody contender.
Why do you say that?
Because it's Horizon. His first 2 wins are against A Ward, and an arguable win. I think at least a clear win in my opinion, but an arguable win against the GOAT. And it's like, what better 2 battles do you want to start your year off with? Like
But I'm saying, why would you not be prepared for that though?
Because it gets insufferable sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It get like only because Big K's polarizing, and there's people that dislike him. So every time you try to give him credit, there's so much pushback because of people's personal feelings, and they cannot just retain the art. But it happens with a lot of guys, but him specifically, you know what I'm saying? And also because he don't give a fuck about none of y'all. All right. Like he has us blocked. So I have no problem being objective with Big K and giving him props where props is due. But I feel like a lot of people struggle with that because of the way he treats.
Do you just feel like people won't be able to be objective when it comes time for the Cody judgment? Is that what it is?
I think all the panelists can be objective. It's just the audience. It's just the people that are, it's just the culture, the way the culture talks about them. Like,
hey, listen, man.
Like
it might be what it needs, though. It might be what it needs. It might be like you need that guy that people half hate, people half love, and then you just get people just going crazy the whole time.
Yeah. Listen. You've seen those radio roulettes where we're doing the predictions going into these Big K battles. You see how people talk about You see how they talk about them. And when the results come out, there's a lot of people very
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. A lot of people that do listen, people.
Am I lying?
There's a lot of people that do hate on him. You know what I'm saying? But then he does do that other thing where the other side where the gringos come out of their shell and they become very emboldened. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
he
listen,
definitely
man.
has both sides of the game.
All I'm saying is, I would love to just be able to continuously cover just the art, just the raps. But
Without
I
the
know
politics,
without
without
the
the racial
politics
politics.
and the polarizing effect that this individual brings, but I know the reality. You know what I'm saying? Same with Murda Mook fans too. We didn't even get a chance to say this,
Yeah.
but Murda Mook fans, everything is not hate, guys. Okay, you know what I'm saying? He does get a lot of hate. I'm not gonna act like he doesn't. But like, if you can listen to us, we're objective. Like, do you think we honestly hate Murda Mook more than Big K? Big K has half of us
Nah,
blocked.
I don't hate anybody. You know
I
what
don't
I'm
hate
saying?
anybody, but like, if you like, out of like, Big K is more unlikable or more like disdain with the culture than Murda Mook, in my opinion. Like when Mook is out, he's shaking hands, he's humble, he's out there, he's like, Big K is like, you said, what about me? Gone. You're
He's like, you ain't.
gone.
He's like, you ain't even say nothing about me. You just
You're
in a
gone.
post where somebody says something about me. Blah 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 blah.
You like the tweet? Gone.
He got a.
So it's like, all right, like, do you think the culture dislikes this person more than the person that dislikes the culture?
You know, man. But funny enough, though, I mean, you got to realize Mook is the most notable battle rapper of all time, probably most recognizable battle rapper of all time, probably. So there's just more people that are into what he's doing, whether they're into it because they like it or they're into it because they dislike him. You know what I'm saying? It's like that Mayweather effect. So it is what it is. And on top of that, when you have so many people from 20 years ago still heralding him as the best to ever do it, people are going to find reasons to go in there and nitpick everything and say, well, if this guy's the best, then why are his bars at this level? Why is this bar not hot? Why is this bar whack or whatever? Where everyone has the same issues with, no one's ever going to have 100% accuracy when it comes to the punchlines and stuff like that. But with him, since everyone says, not everyone, but since so many people hold him as their number one, as their GOAT, as their, main guy, then yeah, more people are going to look into what he did wrong and point that out a whole lot more. If Big K says smoking like Cheech and Chong, no one's going, oh my gosh, that's an OBC. That's so corny. Why would he want to say that? That's so predictable. But if you let Mook say smoking like Cheech and Chong, then it's like, oh, he should have known better. This is horrible. Like, how could you let him get away with this? So it's like, just judge the battle fairly. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You know what I mean? And hey, I felt like we did a good job of being pretty objective about it and stuff, man. And gave it a few watches. And this is it, man. But it's definitely worth watching, man. So go check it out. Let us know what you thought about in the comments.
Yeah, let's move along, man, because I got about another 30, 40 here, so that
Oh,
we
let's
could
do it, man. Let's do this,
let's
man.
power through. Salute to the
Fast and
main event.
Furious player.
Salute to the main event, and let's talk about some of the other top performers of the card. Can we talk about Chef Trez and show
Let's
off?
go. What you got to say, player?
Listen, man, Vlad, I'm gonna go ahead and I apologized a couple months ago about the John battle. You know what I'm saying? I definitely thought Chef Trez had no chance against John just because of the experience gap on the big stage. But him rising up to the occasion in the main event battle, getting an arguable win, definitely a much closer battle on camera, but I give the battle to Chef Trez. Then you fast forward to the Twerk battle where you and I were like, he has no chance here. Twerk is too explosive. And you watch the battle back. Let me tell you something. I have Twerk winning the battle. Battle's wild competitive. And Trez has more votes as a winner on the app. Like Twerk has more reactions. Trez has more votes. So the win is registered under Trez. So like two main event battles where I thought he didn't have a chance in hell, and he rose to the occasion and arguably won them both. Incredible. Then he battles 3 times in a week. He battles Twerk, Gunpowder Pat, We Go Hard, and Show Off. And I'm like, is he spreading himself too thin? Like, he does it all the time. He battles a lot. Like, what's going to happen? He's going to go battle on RBE where it's his last battle. He could go back to fulfilling his 2-year contract. Like, is he going to care? I still had him beating Show Off because I just was like, he's proving me wrong. I'm not going to pick him against him no more. But this was his best performance so far this year.
Yeah, kind of surprised, man, because like I said, he's been on such a run and has had so many battles back to back to back that you're like, is it possible for him to have the best material at the end of this, 3-week run and stuff like that? And the man showed up, man. Like, he definitely saved his best stuff for last, and he made it count because it's a big card. Mook is on the card, and you got all this talk about how's he on RBE? How's he on URL at the same time? What's going on? And the man's head, I'm gonna take full gonna take full advantage of this. You know what I'm
And
saying?
this is the first time he's been on the live stream since July of last year. So
Talk
like,
about it, yeah.
you
So
know,
he got all the eyes on him, and he's battling one of ARP's top gunners. You know, the guy who always
Gunners.
says he's got stock in the company, equity in the company, and all that. So he's like, all right, you the ball with all the equity? Okay, I see you, equity ball. Let's do this. You know what I'm saying? And I really thought his counter writing was pretty damn good, France. Like, I was like, he did a pretty good job of the counter writing, and you came with the game plan, and you talked about the shows and the show offs. And I was like, yo, salute to Trez for going, okay, these are my main points. What points can he shoot at me about? All right, let me put on this bulletproof vest. Let me block these shots and let me shoot back. And he did a great job of that.
Bro, there's so many points I want to get to. Obviously, his bars are on point. You know what I'm saying? I learned what to send me like a truck driver. So many bars from Chef Trez, and obviously the rebuttals were on point too. The rebuttals were very much on point.
Yeah.
But the angles and the counter right, I'm glad you said it. Like, because when he's there saying like I'm on RB and URL, never burn bro bridges, and ARP is the one to grab him, like that's real shit. That's like ARP is losing his mind. Like he's no longer a host at this point. He became a fan.
Oh man.
And we're gonna talk about you. We're gonna talk about you, ARP. We're gonna talk about you in a little bit. But and then you can visibly see this. He's like, when Chef Trez looks at show off, he's like, it's a difference. I can come to RBE. You can't go to
UR. Yeah. I was like, oh,
that
reminded me of like, please do not get this the wrong way. If you have not been watching battles long enough, leave me alone. This reminded me, when you watch the grind time battles back in the days, and them dudes ended off with like just a point that was just like, it didn't need to be a bar, it didn't need to rhyme. It was just like, this is the actual fact, and I'm just going to tell you this as the last sentence, and then everyone would go, ooh, that was exactly how it ended. And I was like, when you end a round like that, it's just like,
so good.
Oh,
yeah, ARP. I must say, ARP goes like, you see him take a deep breath and just like. And then like Show Off tried to rebuttal, and it was solid. And then Show was like, I don't want to go to Smack. ARP's like, why not? Why not?
Like, brother, man, come on, man, relax, man.
Everybody take it easy here.
Put the shish kebab down, man. Relax.
Well, Show Off had an amazing third round. I definitely had. At first, I had him winning the third, and Chef winning the first two. By the way, Show Off, Cinco de Mayo is not the Day of the Dead. All right, come on, like. You feel me, Vlad? Like there's just like pseudo intelligence in battle rap. It's like I'm so smart, but all the presidents on Mount Rushmore aren't presidents. It's like,
okay, I hear you.
All right, guys. Okay, it's just history that you can verify. But the second round was really good. He brought the security in there. That was dope.
France.
Yeah.
The security guard with the AR-15 and all that. Like, I'm just gonna say this here and now, yo. That gun needs to be put away because someone is gonna get shot one day. It's really going to happen, and if it happens, it's gonna be very bad for ARP, RBE, whoever gets shot.
It is excessive.
I don't want to say for battle rap because we'll leave that as an isolated incident because this doesn't happen in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? As far as we'll leave it alone, but it don't. You know what I'm saying? It's not like battle rap is. It's not like mainstream music where there's a rapper getting shot every week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I just remembered from the Coach Coleon and Payne face off where Coach is getting up to walk around and then you got the security dude. I'm like, you got this big ass rifle here. This is not calming any. This is not going to de-escalate anything. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you're going to up that thing one day and smoke somebody and everyone's going to look stupid and be like, why did this happen?
I hear you, Vlad. Every time I see that thing on camera, so I'm like, this just needs to be here. I feel that. But I'm just saying, I did like the whole prop of him coming in there. But at first I was just like, while this worked, you just gave the best rebuttal or something to freestyle.
And he told the other dude, yes, it looked great. Don't get me wrong. I was like, okay, this is dope. But I just had to say that because I'm just like, I know ARP is a smart guy. And I don't know why he feels like he needs a dude with an AR-15 or assault rifle standing right next to him. I don't know who's coming to get him mid battle, mid event. They're gonna come and extract ARP at that point. But it's like seeing a rifle like that in the middle of a rap battle the whole time with the dude with his hand with the Miss Hustle hand on the joint. It's like, yo, this is not de-escalating anything, man. And I just don't ever want to read that headline. I don't ever want us to have to make that headline,
All right.
friends.
Let's leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. Let's not put it in the air no more.
All right.
But
All right.
all right. But I feel you. It is excessive to look at sometimes. But the point after this, though, and then Chef Trez like, you bought your security?
Yeah.
I got mine too. It was amazing. I didn't even know Chef Trez had security. I'm like, damn, like, hold on, Chef is that famous. He brought security with him. It's lit.
I just think this is one of his big homeboys.
I don't know. That was a big homeboy.
Hey, man, everybody got to play their position. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, it was a dope battle, though. It was a great back and forth battle. Like, it was fantastic. No one has anything to hang their heads for.
Yeah, I call it battle of the night, and I really much enjoyed Shaw's performance and how competitive he was. And while I did like his third round, it was powerful. A lot of it couldn't be rebutted. Going back to it, there's some points about it. It's like, if Chef Trez was really unhonorable, he wouldn't be here battling you, fulfilling the contract that he didn't get to fulfill. Right?
Right. Yeah. Because, man, with ARP, you have to be a man of honor. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be able to trust you with like 30 bricks. You know what I'm saying? His wife got to be able to walk around in a string bikini around you and you not look. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be able to leave 50,000 in cash on the kitchen counter and you not even think about taking it, before he'll allow you to sign a contract. You know what I'm saying? So, nah, man, I hear you. But like you said, you got to try the angle. Will it land? Will it work? Will people receive it? And, the way that ARP, was grabbing Chef Trez and all that and basically saying that he's a man of honor and didn't burn bridges, it does take some away from it. You know what I mean?
That's all I wanted to say. But who's the Chef Trez?
At all.
Chef Trez is definitely the second best performer of the night. You can even argue who's the best performer of the night.
Don't let the gringos come for you.
I'll leave it alone. But Chef Trez really fucking impressed me. And I'm ready to say this. So far, we're 5 months into the year, so I'm not overreacting. It's not me week to week, month to month trying to track things. But if I had to make a power ranking, or I'm gonna say who's top 5 active right now, Chef Trez is in my top 5.
All right, okay. I feel you. And you know what's funny? I'm just thinking about what you were saying about Bigg K. Nobody's gonna be sitting there doing that whole argument thing. Like people hate Bigg K, they love Bigg K. With Chef Trez, it's like it's Trez. You know what I'm saying? Like it's him. You can't be mad.
They're gonna be like top 5. He's top 3. Meanwhile, there's a real case. It's a real case that Bigg K is the number 1 guy right now, and everybody gonna be like, no. And it's like,
oh man.
Listen, man. Just put it on paper.
Imagine it comes down to Bigg K and Miss Hustle, man. The internet will break. Yeah.
Look, right now,
hated.
Right now, my starting 5 is Bigg K. I'm gonna put Easy ahead of Bigg K. I like where Easy's peak is higher, but Easy, Bigg K, Twerk, Trez, and Miss Hustle. Like that's my starting 5 right now. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with that.
That's a strong 5. But
nothing wrong with that.
I will say before we move on to the next battle, ARP did an interview with my man, our guy 3-Letter Man, and in regards to show off, ARP said, "I'm tired of being nice. Calico, don't overprice the battle, and it can happen on the next card. Calico and show off."
Oh, okay. Hey man, that's a battle that Show Off's been calling for a long time. That'll be a dope battle too, man. Two titans, man, in this game. So let's make it happen. Hey, you can't tell these people what they can charge, man.
No more.
You just gave Mook house money.
Yeah, no more shots for Show Off. I want to see him get definitely. I want to see all the guys out there get plates. You know what I'm saying? So
no, for sure, man. You gotta hold down his day ones.
All right, let's talk about this
for being so honorable.
Let's talk about this Rosenberg Raw and Chef Trez battle.
Boy, the who?
Rosenberg Raw and Charlie Clips battle.
Oh man, bruh. I didn't see the battle ending the way it would from the way that it started. Because it started off it started off very competitive. You know what I'm saying?
Gangbusters.
Both first rounds, dope. You know what I'm saying? dope. Both dudes was crispy. I was like, damn, man, my man ARP actually got it in writing that one of your superpowers you can't use. You know what I'm saying? Clips. I hope you got some more bread for that. You know what I mean? It's always about business. And Rosenberg understood the assignment. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't playing when he first came out, first round, second round, and all that. Very competitive. And I look at it like this, friends. The first 2 rounds, however you want to cut the cake, it is what it is. You got Clips the first 2, you got it 1-1. You got
No,
Rosenberg
Clips
the
didn't win the
first 2.
second. Clips did not win the second.
I know. I'm just saying, like, it was,
You're saying if
they
it's
were
2
fight.
0,
They
if
were
it's 2 0
fighting.
1
You know
1.
what I'm saying? Yeah. They were fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then from that fight, we get to the third round, boy. Francis, you want to tell them what happened in the third round if they ain't see it?
I want to go ahead and just say Rosenberg's first round, incredible. First round, super competitive.
Crazy.
Second round, Clips even had to give his super props the second round. Like Rosenberg is in a bag. But
Yeah.
now Clips starts his third round with the space audio of Geechee and Rosenberg, and that's a mess. He probably got it from DNA's 2's channel.
That ain't even in my that ain't even my character. I'm a family man. My character. Shout out to the 2 for having all the exclusives in battle. The best blogger in the game, yo. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Man.
The hardest working, most creative.
Wait a minute.
Hardest working, most creative, funniest, man. Best editor. Oh, what else? He's a good kid. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, bro. Everyone's getting outworked by a puppet. It ain't my fault, man.
Leave it alone.
All right.
Clip starts his third round, obviously with the audio, and then goes into an angle about Rosenberg trying to leave RBE for URL and having all these conversations and telling ARP. I sent the screenshots to your phone. The second round, the whole room was like, woo! It sounded like one of those 90s sitcom audience was like
the laugh track.
Woo.
Oh
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then ARP pulled out his phone. ARP is looking. He puts it away and he has such a serious face, all right, okay, all right. And at that moment, it just invoked so much power. Excuse me. I had to yawn there. Excuse me. Oh, we just lost my man Vlad. Vlad's going to be coming back in a second here. But listen, man, Charlie Clips' third round, man, it's the definition of a knockout round. You can really have Rosenberg Raw winning the first 2 rounds. You could really have Rosenberg Raw winning these first 2 rounds if you want to be technical. But Charlie Clips' third round was a knockout because then after Clips delivers his round, the room is engulfing it. ARP's face is kind of really amplifying the situation. Rosenberg tries to rebuttal, does a rebuttal, starts his round, doesn't get a reaction.
He didn't look just like the same rapper, friends. His voice did not have the same timbre. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have the same. He ain't had the same. You know what I'm saying? In his delivery and all that, he definitely brought it down. He ramped it down a couple notches, man. He stumbled here and there. I was like,
look,
this don't look good, man.
This is where it kind of let me see if I can find it here because
everybody in the crowd dig in when he pulled out the John. LP already knew. He ain't told him nothing new. And I'm gonna talk to you, Adam. Reacting to them balls.
Yeah, no, he definitely, his demeanor changed. Everything changed. It looked like it.
Everything changed, son. Everything changed, man.
It looked like
that look like. Oh, all right. I'm trying to be honorable, and here you are.
So now, this is where it gets interesting because I need to know Rosenberg's Raw's take on Big K Murda Mook because he tweets out, "Easy work, fake angles don't win battles." But Vlad, look closely, my friend.
Oh, this tweet has been deleted.
Let me tell you, son Rosenberg, this is not the first time you have been guilty of tweeting things on Elon Musk's internet that gets captured right away, sir. You are a public entity, sir. There's a lot of media members and people watching you, sir. Whatever you will say will be screenshotted, sir. You know what I'm saying?
Can and might just be used against you.
We ain't forget back in August when you was like, or August or September. I forgot what month it was, but you were like, I'm not the face of RB. I'm not no this of the league. And you deleted it right away. So look, it gets interesting because we know that there was a little bit of tension there. Like you had the Chef Trez battle. It didn't get completed. There was some tension there between you and RBE because you had all these cryptic tweets, some tweets that you deleted, things that you were saying like, "Don't call me the face. I'm not the face. I'm not none of this." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he denounced himself from those same titles that he gave himself. We didn't see him on RBE for a bit. Then we broke the story about him signing his 2-year deal because I guess they might have figured things out. But there were conversations of him wanting to battle on URL. You know what I'm saying? It's been public that you know they try to give him a 2-year deal, then they try to give him a 1-year deal, and then they try to give him a 4-month deal, and he didn't take any of those deals. Why? We don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he could, maybe he couldn't take those deals. But the point is, there were conversations, there was tension. You found a way to bridge the gap. Maybe some of the stuff ARP already kind of knew, but the whole world didn't all the way knew. And maybe there was some more information presented to Clips. But part of me does feel like, well, who's giving Clips these screenshots though? You know what I'm saying? Like
Someone who's not honorable.
so clearly there's a lot of things going on where it gets to the point where it's like, be careful what you
Or
say.
someone who just wants to stir things up in the other pot. You know what I'm saying? They see a lot of peaceful things going on. Everyone's getting along. Everyone's hand in hand, kumbaya. They're like, oh, your 2-year guy? Take a look at this. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, okay, all right. I see what you're saying. Because, you know, people don't always tell you everything, you know, when they're trying to negotiate with other folks and stuff like that. In a way, you might talk to some other people when
But
someone else is not in the room, might be a little different. So,
and Rosenberg even said in I think his Hip Hop is Real interview afterwards that
yeah.
it's okay to entertain other entities that are throwing you more bigger numbers in
Yeah.
time.
And
Like,
it actually helped him get a better situation. You know what I'm saying? He said, because if they're throwing him that, and he's like, yo, at the time, if he's not happy with what they're offering or what he's receiving, that actually helped him get in a better predicament with RBE. So it's like,
yeah,
hey man,
I just feel like your demeanor, your post game tweet
yeah,
after,
everything
like
just
I feel like
changed.
that
Yeah,
affected so much of the third round, giving it so much power, and us kind of knowing a little bit of the details behind the scenes of everything going. I mean, we wrote about it too prior when it was
yeah,
happening,
yeah.
so we followed it, and I didn't expect it to resurface the way that it did. So it hit home for me. I'm a big third round knockout guy. I like when that happens in battle rap. But if you have Rosenberg the first 2 rounds, I'm not mad at you. His first 2 rounds were incredible.
I hear you. And same sentiments with me. It's like the first round, fight. Second round, clips. You know, so then the third round, it was just like, oh man, clips just kind of he brought it home, B. You know what I'm saying? So third round knockouts can happen, especially when they affect the other battler that much. So clips got that, man.
Yeah, man. Salute to that. You know what I'm saying? Clips, nice little bounce back performance. You know what I'm saying? This is a battle we want to see from Clips.
All I know is next time he negotiates with Beasley, he's gonna be like, so this freestyle thing, clips, still gonna do it? That's gonna be like, oh, come
Do you
on,
know how
man.
much Charlie Clips was holding back to not freestyle about Lady J's titties,
Dude.
man?
Come on, man. Clips is so tight he couldn't freestyle about that joint, but that I promised ARP I wouldn't. But salute to him, man, for writing out his bars, man.
Yes, yes, yes. We also have let's keep going through this. We started Ilwo versus King Los, brother.
Ill Will versus King Los. I thought it was a clear battle. I thought Ill Will was just ill willing it. You know what I mean? I do feel like King Los did have some good bars throughout the battle, but I felt like I don't know, man. Like the impact of his delivery just it wasn't 100%. It's like he still has a lot to work on when it comes to delivery. And I know everyone has a different style. Everyone doesn't have to be all aggressive and yelling and all up in your face and stuff like that. But I feel like sometimes when you put more punch into your bars, like they just land and hit differently, and sometimes taking a whole round to do a whole mechanical scheme and about a car and stuff like that, like while it's good, I appreciate the effort and all that, like it just gets dragged out a little bit. And it's, of course you're going to hear things that you've heard before, because how many parts of a car out there, how many ways can you use some of these things, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
I gotta be honest. This battle rap is real subjective, eye of the beholder. I'm very open-minded with some people's perceptions, even when I don't agree, because at the end of the day, like this is a culture that we are we call people close minded while being close minded. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of interesting how we shun certain perspectives while wanting to only maintain ours. But there's some moments where I'm just like, I can't see this, I don't see this, and if you're saying this, I know to not take whatever you're saying that serious. I'm seeing some people trying to give Los this battle, and I'm kind of like,
I
I'm
don't
like,
know, man.
and I'm
I
like,
don't know,
bro,
bro.
like,
I
I'm
don't.
like,
I don't. I don't see
I'm
where.
I'm the King Los Bowl. I've been super pro King Los. I have him arguably 3-0. I haven't DNA beating him, but you can argue it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's been
Yeah.
fantastic in my opinion for all the guys that's come back into battle rap. And again, counting Mickey Fax or excluding Mickey Fax, whatever, he's either the best or the second best to come back. I always say this, but this is his worst performance thus far out of the four he's had. Thus
Yeah.
far,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The intensity wasn't there, the aggression wasn't there. The He's saying things. His pen is good. His pen is always good, but there's like it's not amplified. It's hard to follow. It's not charismatic. It's lacking so many things that he had shown in other battles. So I'm surprised to have seen him regress so much. And a lot of his schemes are things that we already heard of, like you just said earlier with the car parts and all this stuff. Like, so I'm just kind of like, how do you guys have him winning the battle? For me, though, I will say Ill Will's first round amazing, but every other round for me declined. So I don't feel like Will necessarily put the super duper nail in the coffin, but like I just don't see how you have Los winning this battle.
Yeah, me either. I thought Will's first two were like definitely on point. You know what I mean? First round, super stupid. Second round, it was really good too. You know what I mean? Especially with him with the Diddy angles and all that other stuff that he was talking about that you got to see the second round for. And then in the third started off cool, but I felt like he definitely, and even Will said it too. You know, he tried to go into the performance bag, break out the bucket hats, do some freestyling. Even he didn't felt like it landed all as well as he could have, and he could have been, you know, way better in that third and stuff like that. So I get that. You know, the third wasn't, you know, through the roof or anything like that. But I cannot see unless you're just simply just stripping down everything else and just going, well, if I read this battle, this is who I would have winning or whatever. That's the only way I can see someone giving King Los this battle. But all in all, man, if you watch it with your two eyeballs and your two ears, Ill Will won this battle, in my opinion.
I thought so too. I thought it was a clear win for him, but I did like it was post game interview where he was like, "I need to start doing other things outside of battle rap." And you do, Will. You do. I ain't asking you to be a social media mogul, but anybody that spoke to Ill Will knows that this guy has the personality of like he's a gem, bro. He's so funny, charismatic. He's cool. He's approachable. He can talk about a variety of things. He has so like you're too good to just be in the dark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's got so much to offer, man. But you know, everybody does it on their own time. So maybe when he finally decides to jump out there, man, it'll be like, thank you, well, we appreciate it. I definitely thought, man, one of the most standout bars for me was when he was like, man, my weed man a vegetarian, my Mexican connect, he eat off the fish scale, he a pescatarian and all that. Like he was going stupid, man. Like
He's amazing.
he
Like
was going dumb, man. His first
imagine
two rounds, super
imagine thinking
stupid.
Will's not one of the best in the world. Like imagine that. Like I don't
Yeah, he
know. Like
tripping, man. Yeah,
I'll
he
say this though.
tripping.
Like again, I really do want him to explore his horizons and other avenues. Hopefully now he's opening his eyes to it and definitely like pursues it because like I think just recently I seen a reel on like social media of like Keenan Thompson and Quinta Brunson doing a whole skit about my coke is so white that it does this. Well, my coke is so white it does that. I'm just like, bro, Ill Will would kill this. Ill Will would destroy this. This is a skit that Ill Will could have perfected better than these two individuals. You know what I'm
Yeah, but
saying?
you know, sometimes you leave your material out there and you let vultures come around and pick off of it and feed their families with it. So you know what
You
I'm
ever
saying?
do you ever see moments where things happen on social media, like people make like skits or like when basketball games happen, somebody does like a basketball diss towards the other team. It'd be like it's like so funny, but then you stop to say, "Damn, no battlers thought to do this." You ever stop to think that sometimes? Because I always do.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people have taken the initiative to do it. Like you look at Ilmac and the guys over there, and
Rag and others, yeah,
know
yeah, for
that.
sure.
So it's like some people do it. It's just not always on this side of the fence, friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll say King Los is. I'm sure he's not done. He's a competitor. He still wants to keep battling. Of course,
Yeah, I just think there's just a couple of things he just needs to spruce up, and then
I was just
he's good to
shocked because
go.
he showed so much. I felt like he was continuously progressing, and this battle was like a regression from everything that he has done. So I was like, damn, I didn't expect you to take a step back. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I knew something was weird from the face off too, man, because he was just like mad drunk, and then the way he was talking to Will, like it was just very weird, yo. Like the whole
Again, it
face
was
off was just
that happens sometimes.
strange,
That
bro.
happens sometimes when you're pinned against an opponent that you don't have much to say towards. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
Mm.
those are the battles that truly test you. You know what I'm saying? I remember I had this conversation a while back with DNA and Cortez, and they were saying like JC isn't the hardest to beat, but he's the hardest to write for.
Right. Yeah,
And
because
then
you don't know nothing about him. Like, what are you gonna say about him? It's just all based off of battle rap stuff. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when that person doesn't give you much material to go off of, it's just like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna say to this dude, man?
all right, man. Let's I wanted to talk about the bricks, the brick on brick
Mm,
violence. But before we get to the brick
mm,
on brick violence, let's
mm.
start with some peace. Let's talk about Swave Luther King, okay?
Gee, Harry. What's up, man? Yo,
Uh,
man, Swave got Remedy Local out of here and looked like the former version of himself. France, where has this Swave Sevah been?
Good question. Uh Honestly, this has not been this way as of recent, so I don't want everybody to be like, "Oh, this he's always." No, this is not who he's been recently. Okay, so I'm glad that we had a resurgence and he's peeked back into some of the Swift that we've known to love. His first round was dope, bunch of comedy, bunch of like real talk. Everything that he had just worked. It was effective. But that third round, you know what I'm saying, where he had a dream about RBE and URL squashing beef and selling out Madison Square Garden, and all I want to say is cap. Cap. All right. The bloggers are still gonna feast on this war. All right. Ain't nothing going away, man. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? It ain't not gonna change. It sounded good. It sounded real good. And I appreciated it. And I know you've been in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? I know you got caught up in it. You know what I'm saying?
Directly. Yep.
Directly, but you also chose to vent to somebody about somebody that they're in a lawsuit with. So there's also some things to talk about where it's like, this not really gonna make the most sense to squash. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I wish 50 Cent and Ja Rule could come together to be the best of Queens. And it's like, it's not gonna happen. But another thing I want to point to, I know this is a little straying away from Swave, but everybody keeps saying, I hope you guys keep the same energy for Smack. And no, you don't have to keep the same energy for Smack. You want to know why? Because he's not on a podcast every day talking about his competitor. All right, he's not
Yeah.
accessible. He's not mingling with the bloggers every day. He's not doing this weird ring around the rosy. Let's make content together. I'm gonna make content. You respond to me. I respond to your response thing. He's not doing none of that. All right. So because it's you are, that's the reason why everybody has something to say to you. It's no coincidence that divide. I mean, you have been in bars prior. It's not this is the first time, but it's no coincidence that on this day specifically, after everything that's been going on this year, 5+ individuals had bars for you that night. You had problems. In the words of Easy, you had problems with Shine, problems with Mook, problems with Rock. The problem is you.
Yeah. And listen, I don't even want to say it's a problem per se, because there's a lot that does go
Yeah, it's
on.
not
You
a
know what I'm
problem.
saying?
I'll just
He's
go
just
easy.
he's just vocal about it. You know what I'm saying? And when you're vocal, people are going to talk to you about it. If the other party is never speaking up about it, or they're speaking cryptically, then it doesn't really give people an in, because then it's like, can't be like, well, you said this about ARP. It's like, well, did I say his name? Who was I talking to? You can't really pinpoint it. But when ARP, is saying things directly, and then, he's also giving validity and giving legs to a third party platform, that purports to report about battle raps and stuff, but it's nothing but shenanigans. You know what I mean? Then it's like, of course, people are going to come at you and talk to you about that. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, the other party has closed the doors. They're there to work with themselves and those that wouldn't mind working with them, but understanding what their policies are. You know what I'm saying? They've closed the door to this dude and his company. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are we talking about? We don't want to work with him. We don't want nothing to do with that. But everybody get your money and do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of this, everyone come together, we'll throw a bigger event and this. Do you have a business plan for this? How are you going to break this down? What is the profit sharing? Whose channel is this going to come out on? Who's running the pay-per-view? Who's booking the people? We're going to have events with 3-4 companies coming together to put this together. It sounds good, but in reality, I don't know how this would work. And an even greater reality with all these egos and stuff like that, I don't see it happening. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
It's just, I don't know, man. But
there's
great
a lot of
round, great way to sell it.
no.
But I don't know, bro.
Sounded fantastic, and it gave me a great meme to make. Thank you, Swave. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that.
And I heard everybody, taking taking the meme and adapting it and putting it out there. Where the source is from. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
As long as I'm generous at heart, I don't need recognition.
I
Kendrick,
feel you, big dog.
Kendrick Lamar. But listen, um, league competition is healthy for the consumer because they win, because everybody's trying to get the best battles. But I've constantly said this to you on and off air. Like, I'm kind of tired of there being such an identity of like RBE like against URL, not even against, but just like in comparison all the time, where it's like it always has to be some kind of part of the brand where like the bricks are coming up. They're like, fuck the crucibles, this is that. And it's like, bruh, like you guys aren't known yet. Like, just focus on building yourself as opposed to like putting a middle finger towards everything in the world. You know
But
what
it's
I'm saying?
marketing, though. It's marketing. It's like, what I mean?
I
It's like,
understand.
what are they gonna do? Say, where are the bricks? Come watch us. Where are the bricks? Come watch us.
I understand it, but like it's only annoying because it's like, as a media outlet that's very fair to both, it's like it's almost as if you can never talk about one without that people be like, but what about this? And it's like, can we not like have to always drastically compare the two and enjoy one? Like, you don't always, comparison's a thief of joy. I don't want to have to always compare transaction per transaction with these leagues. You know what I'm saying? I want to just be able to enjoy. You feel me? Like, it just gets irritating.
I hear you. I hear you for sure. I hear you, bro. Trust me, it does get tiring. Like, and I'm pretty sure it gets tiring for Rodney every time they talk to him. They got to bring up Beasley. They got to bring up Smack and all that stuff. I'm sure like he just wants to talk about his league and what's going on with them without having to bring up the other guys and stuff like that. At the same time, let's not act like this isn't great marketing, because if URL is supposed to be the number one league in everyone's eyes, but at the same time, every time they're talking about them, they're talking about you, or they're talking to you, they're talking about them also. It always keeps
listen, of
that
course it's great
association in the mind of the people.
Of course it's great marketing. Of course it's great marketing. It works. And if you put RB and URL in the title of any blog, it's going to do massive numbers as opposed to covering something differently. You know what I'm saying? But like, I rather look at people that are covering the bricks, covering their intake card, covering the actual straight to it, recapping their battles. Like, though there's people out there, and ourselves included, that are covering your battles that get no light, but there are people that will just make a title of the ongoing league war that exists. And that is what people will gravitate to, or especially the people that are at RB will gravitate towards. It's like, bruh, come over here and watch us talk about your art, bruh.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? If you consider me, not saying that this is from RB or anybody, I'm saying this is like just fans responding. If you consider us compromised for not talking about the league wars and talking about their battles, then I'm going to be compromised, because like the coverage for me is the battles, not what the leagues are doing. All of 2022, we were talking about the bricks.
Facts,
when nobody else was.
Yeah,
you know
man. Salute to the bricks, man. They're always retweeting. You know what I'm saying? They're always dropping the link to the articles
Listen,
on Let's Talk BattleRap.com.
Fun fact, our second highest read article is the introduction to the RBE brick class.
Man, that's because they all shared that joint. You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
So, ARP, we talking about your bricks. We talking about, you know what I'm saying?
So,
you got time for the nonsense. Got time for the good stuff, B.
I just want to let it be known, like, coverage for you guys is not me talking about you against another league. Coverage for me, guys, is actually covering you.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
And so the same applies with like some of the fans that every time you see, you announce RBE breaking news, they've announced this battle. You'll see comments under it always. It's like, what is URL going to say now? URL's punching the air. It's like, bro, can you just enjoy the announcement of this battle that probably was very strenuous for them to book instead of you, the first thing you say is comparing it? Like, I like that. That's where I feel Swave, because that gets annoying.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But
that's the world we live in.
He said all of that, but at the same time, it's like it's still great marketing because here we are, you know what I'm saying, talking about the two, comparing the two and stuff like that. So, it's going to continue to be what it is, man.
I think there's like great marketing and then there's like low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Easy went on ARP's podcast and said himself, yo, ARP, you know what's up. If I title this Ill Will King Lo's prediction, it ain't going to do the same numbers as me grabbing, this person from this media outlet to talk about what he did with the bullpen stream. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like that's more compromised than not talking about the battles, but
it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man.
I understand the landscape. I get it. And that's why we flourish and we do what we do.
Absolutely, man. But Swave, man, keep that dream because it ain't finna happen, bro. It ain't finna happen, man.
It's a dream, all right.
ARP got his block. Smack got his block. And that's it, man. Anything else in between that, just pump your work over here. I'm going to pump my work over there. May the best man get the most money.
Yeah. And again, I hope I wasn't being too critical, but I don't have to be. All the battlers were yourselves, all right? Everybody has something to say. Everybody has something to say.
Mook, that was so disrespectful, yo.
Yeah, Mook
You'll never be smacked. Whoa.
And then took a photo with him right afterwards, too.
Man, you cut the man a check for house money, you know what I'm
saying? Might as well.
Hey, as long as he made a profit, he can smile and go home happy. You know what I'm saying? That stuff, it's kind of bothering at some point, man. It's like, golly, I'm giving you like 6 figures. You over here, like, did you have to make that bar up? Do you have to?
At what point of Chrome's 10 year do we see people start having bars for Remy?
That's gonna go all the way left. All the way left. Remember the girl with the vape pen? That was about to go left, yo. You imagine people start dissing. Yo, Remy hasn't felt that yet.
Yeah,
no every on stage yet,
organic,
son. All in her face too, with the finger pointing and all that. Oh my gosh, yo!
You said you was about the ladies, but you got this man on these cards, like.
Oh man, bro. Oh man. Oh, you paying the dudes 10 times as us. Where the cash at? Yeah, it's gonna get crazy, man. Every battle we get paid less and less. You lied to me. Like, it's gonna get crazy.
Why wouldn't you say that? You're the reason we have the pay gap.
Oh.
Are you dumb?
Are you dumb? Oh my gosh, man. Yo, the day this hustle, I thought I was the face to crown. And then you brought Easy home. You know what I'm saying? And this and that and blah. It's gonna get stupid, man. By the way, they're gonna have to battle one of these days, man. I'm sorry, Remy. You're gonna have to put your top 2 gunners against one another on your next, man versus woman card. Like, Easy and Hustle gonna have to battle for the real face of Chrome 23.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to happen, man.
Whew. All right, man. Let's get to this brick on brick violence, man. I've been wanting to talk about this.
I bet you have.
First and foremost.
What's that for? Oh, yeah. He's out. He was out. You was out. Yo, dudes is wild, son.
Oh my sister, girl, I'll slap you right now, dog.
What? You ain't gonna do. Then here comes Show Off. Like he's in a mess hall. He just threw his tray to the side, got his fork in his hand. What? Then here comes your man security with the sniper rifle. I'm like, what's happening here, man? What's happening here, France?
I don't know what's happening. Let's find out what's happening. Payne versus Coach Corleone went down.
Oh boy.
I want to say again, this wasn't the test that I wanted to see them both have after battling some experienced veterans, but they spin the block and got to battle one another. And I will always say this: like in any league, doesn't matter where, when you have these talent pools, like these classes, these draft classes, they compete against each other. Like regardless how you feel about it, it's always very fierce and intense because it's kind of like, yo, I came into the league with you. Like
Right.
you're not better. Like these guys are more experienced. They got more stripes than me, but you and I came in together. Like,
And they're the same crew. They were.
right.
They were both FT Dub.
Oh snap.
Yeah, I remember that part. Son, they were both F the World with Jay Murda and Show Off, and Coach Corleone and Payne, both in the group, along with franchise. And then they said, yo, one day we just saw the man tweeted, he ain't FT Dub no more. So, that started from there. Then Payne throws out accusations that Coach was asking him for bars. He couldn't figure out how to flow something properly. So Payne said, I sent him 8 bars. Sent him 8 bars. Coach said, I ain't use your bars. But you asked for it. And you asked for help. And you put yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? And you try to say he did the same thing too. But it's too late. Because we didn't see that and he attacked first. You know what I'm saying? So that makes it look very nasty for you. So you're already down 1 going into this battle. Although you did kick his ass in the face off, though. You had Payne looking kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But, bro, man, with all that being said, I got Coach Corleone winning this battle, friends. Pretty clearly, too, man.
Same here.
Pretty clearly. I thought, especially having that angle and then having him leave the crew and this and that he would have angles to work with. He would have a game plan, set it up, knock it down. Whereas Coach is going to be punching. So I figured, okay, you could be tactical, still have your punches and have a game plan and take Coach out. But Coach's punches were just too strong, man. They was just too strong. They were overwhelming. And he was very consistent. And to me, I felt like Payne kicked up in his second. You know what I mean? But then the first and the third was just like, Payne, man, I just expected better from you, bro.
I want to ask you, did you have Payne beating Bad News?
I had it as a close battle. I think I edged Bad News in that battle, but I felt like, hey, if somebody had Payne winning, I get it. I ain't mad at you, but I did have Bad News edging that battle, though.
Yeah, I had Bad News winning that battle, but Payne had a real standout and strong third round that I felt like he could really use to build off of. And I feel like that round kind of reared itself in this battle in his second round against Coach. Like he kind of had that same kick up, ramp up round. He definitely, let me just say this, as far as energy, aggression, delivery, believability, Payne has those intangibles, no doubt about it. Like, and in fact, the conviction is there. It's the content and the variety. Like he doesn't have enough. Yeah. He doesn't have enough weapons in his utility. Like I don't see him being able to diffuse things. I don't see the joke. Like the angles is there, but it's not constructed all the way. Like the aimlessly violent bars are good, but they're not so creative or potent, or there's not enough deep metaphor. Like there isn't enough things there to compensate when you have somebody across from you that is a pure puncher, and pure punchers are already in the mind frame of writing haymakers. They can get to a haymaker faster than you can because that's just how they're set up to do so. And plus, Coach has such a thunderous delivery, and he understands the anatomy of what it's like to set up a punchline. That's what intrigues me. It lets me know he can continuously growing, because at that point it's just going to be about how much more creative can he get, who's he in front of, how much more substance does he have to work with, the name flips, because he can do a 4-bar build up, a 2-bar punch, a punch then to the setup. He can do all sorts of punchlines, which lets me know he gets it. He gets it in his lane more than Payne gets it in his lane. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you, man. And like I said, everything was laid out for Payne in this battle. It's like you set up the angle with the guy. You have an internal angle. He used to be in your crew. You guys are from the same class. You know each other. You got this two crazy face-offs. You know what I'm saying? Where armed guard had to separate you two. You know what I
I,
mean?
I
Like
will
that's
say I didn't.
ridiculous.
Coach's third round got to close out stronger than that. Got to
For
close out.
sure. For
Got to
sure.
close out stronger than that because that weak closeout can be the difference between a
That
battle.
means you could leave the door open for sure,
Yeah,
definitely. But that
you know.
says a lot that Payne wasn't able to walk through that door. You know what I'm saying? Like doors left open for you, just come through, just step through the door. But salute to Coach Corleone, man. You had the deck stacked up against you, and you came out victorious, dog. Like I can't really.
Is there any amplification between like Hitman being behind you and praising you and cheering you on?
I
Does
think
that does,
the
does it,
optics help for sure. The optics
yeah.
help. Maybe he gets an extra boost of confidence or whatever. But the material was already there. The bars were there. He wasn't slipping up or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't hurt. I tell you that much. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't hurt. It only hurts if you're getting your ass kicked and you got like a superstar legend standing behind you looking
Hey,
disgusted. You know what I'm saying?
there's been times Rex been behind somebody and they getting their ass
Yeah, it
kicked
was
and
like,
he makes his
it's
way to
ugly.
go.
Yeah. Homer Simpson, that ass. I'll be back. I'll be back. Oh man, it's
Yeah,
nasty
yeah,
out here, man.
yeah,
No, but he
yeah.
did his thing though, man. Salute to coach. But that angle though is gonna be brought back up though. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder who's next for coach now because I don't know if
He's
you
got to get
remember.
somebody that's
I don't
not
know
a
if
brick.
I don't know if you remember this, but I'll put it out because also this is reporting the ARP is confirmed again.
Yeah.
When Big K signed for A War back in November, he signed a 2 battle deal. So he was supposed to battle A Ward and Coach. He was signed for both battles. Battle
Mm.
got pushed back, so obviously he got the A Ward battle out the way. But he had so much momentum that they had to call an audible, like, "Hey, Coach, like he." I don't know when I'm gonna have this guy this hot ever again. I have to strike while the
Right,
iron's
right.
hot.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you won't see Big K and Coach anytime soon because now Big K is able to the window. Listen, who would have known
I
that a
thought this was blood, sweat, and tears
who would
and all that.
who would have known that a flu in November from A Ward could spark a Cody campaign for Big K?
Stranger things have happened, man. Stranger things have happened, dog.
Yeah. All
Stranger
right.
things have happened. All
Salute to
right,
coach.
man.
Salute to coach. I can't wait to see how he continues to develop, and I want to see what's his next opponent. And for Payne, I rock with Payne. All right, I rock with Payne as an artist. I rock him as an individual. Known him for a long time. That's my guy. So I say this coming from a place of just honest journalism. Like, don't fall into the idea of the few people that have you winning this battle. I mean, of course, you're gonna feel like you won the battle. You're gonna feel like it's debatable. I'm not saying that it's such a clear loss that you can't have your feelings, but don't be so stubborn to not review the game tapes and realize there's areas of improvement. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because I definitely see him like screenshotting accounts that have like.
He's doing his marketing, man. He's doing his marketing. Let him market.
Listen, man, but
Let him market,
these
man.
are like these are like accounts with like 100 followers. Like I got paid
Let
winning. It's
him
like
market, dude. Let him do his
it's
thing,
like
man.
it's like all right, cool. I'm not mad at that, but don't forget that there is still room to grow. You know what I'm saying?
100 follower lives matter too.
Hey,
It's all
listen,
good. No, but yeah, definitely, man.
and,
Payne.
but people will get caught. Like you could get caught into that and never want to develop.
No, absolutely. I'm like, look, do what you need to do, clean it up. You know what I'm saying? And but behind the scenes, just know that there's definitely things to work on. Take the third round you had from, your bad news battle. Take this second round and go and look at those game tapes, see what you can implement in the other rounds of your battles. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
And I'm not mad at you picking the people that have you winning. Obviously, the Twitter poll is like 70-30, which means like you
Yeah.
have a solid base of people that feel you won. Your second round was really good, and coach's third round was very weak. So there is a pseudo debatable case. But in the words of my man Justin, there's like content debatables and then there's narrative debatables. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Coach won the content and kind of the narrative debatable, and it's something for you to look at where it's like, yo, regardless if I feel like I won, there is areas for me to get better because I just feel like his style's kind of limited.
Yeah, yeah. All right, player, moving on.
Right, moving on, man. We got a few more left in the tank. Let's get this one out the way, man. What you think of Tae Doe and Lady J, man? Obviously, we didn't start the show with it, so we're not three Letterman hype about it. You know what I'm saying?
Grab that water, V. Let me tell you, man. The maple syrup bag holders, V. Let me tell you, the older the shoulder boulder holders, the brown sugar babes. I gotta tell you, I watched the battle 45 times. It gets better every time, Frank. Yo, this battle was. I didn't expect none of this, but I will take it all. I'm very happy I watched this battle. Yo, first of all, salute to Tae Doe.
She did her thing.
I've always seen her as the loud brick who's always yelling.
Yeah.
Slightly annoying to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it can be a bit much.
Yeah.
But I get it. That's your crew. You know what I'm saying? So you got to support them. But I was like, when am I going to get to see her rap? Like, I see her standing there yelling and stuff like that and getting in the shots. Yo, France, she impressed me, man. She really impressed me. Like, she
also somebody who had bars for ARP too. All night. In fact, she kicked it off.
Yeah, PB going home like checking his bulletproof vest. Did anything get through? Am I hit? Yo, she was very impressive, man. All 3 rounds, like very aggressive. Had her bars, had her delivery, and for this to be only her 7th battle, like yo, she did everything right. Like I can't really be mad at her and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm kind of surprised now she's not getting the same praise that Caution is getting, you know what I'm saying? But then again, I didn't watch as many of her, but this is the only one I've watched. And I've watched more of Caution's battles. But now I'm going to be keeping an eye out because, you know, there's all this talk about the #1 RBE Lady Brick and this and that. And I'm like, well, this woman here is pretty good too. So
I'll say this. She's saying that she was like on punishment. I didn't understand. I don't know. I didn't know that was a joke or reference or an insider, like that she hadn't been booked for a while because it's been a minute since she had been on RBE. In fact, pull this up and get you the actual information here. Hold up. I think she hasn't been on. She hadn't been on RBE since September.
Damn, son.
All right,
that's a long time.
Maybe even longer because the battle released in September, but that event was actually
closing in on a year. But
a while ago. So
she was on point, dog.
So I don't know where she made the whole punishment thing, whatever. I don't know if she was just wasn't getting plates, but the point is she finally got one, took her shot, close range, ran with it, made a name for herself. Obviously, Lady J had the moment, which I'm not as outraged by, you know what I'm saying? Because
there was outrage? Oh, yeah, I saw some of the ladies. All right. For those of you who are not in the know and did not see this battle, all right. Yeah. Lady J, while Tae Doe was rapping, getting at that ass, Lady J was in her mood, was in her bag, and decided to pop out the fun bags mid-battle and shook them joints up. I mean, full pepperoni, Ariel. Like it was there on display for everyone to see. And, you know, kept the vibes going, kept the spirits and energy high in the room. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got a rise out of everyone. You know what I mean?
Especially on the timeline.
Hello. Especially 3 Letterman. Grab that water. 3! You know what I'm saying? So she did what she needed to do. She's the talk of the town. You know, she's got her subscriptions only that you guys use.
She's up 500% of her subscription.
Hey, man,
you know what? Do you know what it is to be up 500%? Like that means if you only had 100 people, now you have 500 people. So just do the math on what 500% growth is. All right, that's ain't nothing wrong with that. So that's why I'm kind of like, you know what, like. Respectfully, I know she's been around for a while, but she might be somebody that makes more money away from battle rap than in battle rap.
Hey, man, she already said that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So,
and salute to Tae Doe for letting everyone know what kind of content is on there. I mean, there's like plastic work, squirting work, apparently. You know, she's doing all sorts of things with objects and stuff, things of that nature. So, you want to go check it out and support black business and digital prostitution, feel free. Go ahead, do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
The point is,
But it was it was
I'm
it,
not
it was a
outraged.
fantastic moment
Look,
though.
look, I'm not outraged because it felt like she decided to say to myself, "This is a
Say to
digital
myself.
ad." Herself. This is a digital ad right now. This is a
She told me,
chance.
friends, get that credit card out. Go to this site.
This is a
Punch in
digital
the
ad.
numbers.
This is considered ad space right here. This is a pay-per-view billboard. Let me go ahead and do my thing and promote myself where I need to be
Boy, oh
promoted.
boy.
It's not like she's taking plates out of people's mouths. It's not like she won the battle. Respectfully, it's not like she was even good in the performance. So it's not like she's
The
like,
second round was all right.
it's not like she was, you know what I'm
She
saying, like
had two
really.
other rounds that was better that way. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, man. You know what you call 2 rounds that look alike?
What's up?
Identities.
Hello.
But the point is, I don't feel like she's taking food out of
yeah.
anybody's plate or like, money away from people with that opportunity. I'm more concerned with the people that are openly saying they have a relationship with the league owner. It's like, that's why that's why. Let's be mad at that.
I mean, okay, all right. Jokes aside, if we want to look at it like a meritocracy where your work determines your worth, I can see some of the other ladies who saying, "Yo, I got bars. I'll be focusing on my bars. I'm fire. Like, why am I not getting a shot? You know what I'm saying? Like, why couldn't I have been the one? Like, you just wanted a woman to come out." I'm pretty sure ARP didn't know that was going to happen unless he put it in the contract or something. We ain't know about it. You know what I'm saying, friends? I don't know. But I get it though. If you're someone who works hard on your craft and you just see someone pull their jugs out, you're gonna be like, hey, what about me? You know what I'm saying? And ARP is gonna tell you, did you see the spike in the viewership when this happens? Did you look at where everyone's rewinding to? He's not gonna be mad. You know what I'm saying?
But back to the nuance. It's Tae Doe's 7th battle. This is a test for her. This is somebody that is more experienced. Can you beat this more experienced person? Robin, on the other end, you're getting a legend who just came off of a fantastic performance. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say that QB versus Caution was the best QB I've seen in the last 3-4 years, Vlad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you are rewarding that with Robin Rhymes.
Listen, man, I don't know. Something like we talked about it in the predictions. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is for this. You know what I'm saying?
QB setting the face off. This was a favor, and I ain't doing no more favors.
But France, why was this a favor though? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is this battle set up? And this is to a bigger picture, I will say. For all you future league owners and current league owners, if you have not slept with any of your female talent, do not sleep with any of your female talents. All right. This has been put out there by both parties. They're both adults. They both engaged in some relations with one another. But now, every time that Robin Rhymes has a battle, people are going to go, well, especially if she's battling someone on a stature way higher than hers, people are going to always question, why is she getting these battles? You know what I'm saying? And that's a door that ARP opened when he opened up. I was, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, dude, you're opening up these doors, man, and there's really no answers to why this battle is happening. You know what I'm saying? And QB took the approach of like, yo, man, this is a favor. I'm not going above and beyond this time. I'm going to give you like some of what I gave you last time, but I'm not going super stupid because I deserve something way better than this. And I'm doing you a favor by battling someone you used to smash cookies with. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? But I will say this though, the way Robin Rhymes was starting her rounds was fire.
Listen, I
fire. But let me finish this, Fred. Let me finish this.
I want
to. But as we get to the halfway point and beyond, it's like she jumped out of her body, and a mediocre battler jumped into her body and finished off the rounds. I don't know what that's about. I don't know how you can start a round with one cadence and just be fire, and then just completely do a 180 and not have the same confidence and control of your material, and your delivery changes up to where it sounds like you're questioning some of the things. Was it Nikki facts or Mickey facts? I don't know. I don't know. It looked weird. You know what I'm saying? It looked weird.
Yeah, that's what I want to get to. Like,
I don't know, bro.
me and Tata are talking in the group chat, and she's tweeting about. She's like, Robin Round step up her delivery, and we were like, oh,
A
okay, like,
lot. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And then something happened in the first round. She goes, shit, right? Like she like just like had a lapse, and then it's almost as if like you can physically see the Jenga blocks in her mind.
The panic. Yeah, you can see the panic happening. Like, I gotta get it back. I gotta get it back.
And then like whatever confidence that was in that delivery prior just vanished and never returned. And it was only there for half of a round. So that's why I'm not so quick to just be like, oh, it's something to work on. Like, no, more times than not, you don't have that in you. You had it for a quick year and it was gone. Like, it's not sustainable. I don't think she's a high level battle rapper. I didn't see it as an opportunity for QB to be yet again on such a big card. Like again, no more favors, Adam. I hear her. You know what I'm saying? So before y'all point that outrage, you know what I'm saying, to the viral moment, to the moment of the year.
And Rodney, this is gonna happen every time you book someone, you know what I'm saying, that you was smashing versus high level competition. It's gonna happen every time. So you got a decision to make, player. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep on the roster, keep around, give her these plates, or just gonna tell her find her way. You know what I'm saying?
Why is it why isn't Robin battling the brick?
You know why, friends. You know why.
I know why, but you know what I'm saying?
You know why. At Gawk 3000 with the twists. Looking like Trez dad at Boys in the Hood. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, man.
With the medicine balls and all that. You know what I mean?
Two battles she's gotten so far is Bonnie and QB. You gave her two certified female battle rap all-time greats. All right? Like,
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, and enough of this. In the words of J Smo in his recap article, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up for you, Vlad. Okay. I'm gonna read this quote.
That's let's talk battlerap.com.
Shout out to staff writer J Smo and his recap of QB and Robin. End quote. I can't be bothered to truly break down the third round. Just know that QB handled business, which is really all this battle was about, and won the third round with some disrespect and landed a powerful Robin Williams haymaker bar. Robin's third is really rough and incoherent. At one point, having a bar where she even meowed like a cat. Even with a possible 0 out of 10 round, Robin still underperformed, slightly below expectations.
Damn. Yikes, man. Yikes.
But not yeah. There you have it. And by the way, battle rappers, I appreciate when y'all tap into the articles, share it, read it, give your response back, good or bad. My man J Slash, we're gonna close the pod out with the last couple of performances. He had a great performance, you know what I'm saying? Won the battle clearly. He quote tweeted the article and was like, salute to Let's Talk Battle Rap, but we're not doing none of these narratives that this is debatable. And it's like, you screenshotted the part where it says you won the battle clearly.
I don't know what to tell you, but
his tweet says, we're not running with this debatable narrative. It's a clear 2-1. And he screenshotted the part where it literally says you won the battle clear first.
You know, he might have been maybe he was thinking about other media people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he was talking about other media people. And you know what I'm saying? So maybe there was some confusion there. But salute to J Slash.
No, you're right. Actually, you know what? You're right. Actually, now that I'm reading his response, I think I wasn't on the account at the time. It says here, I appreciate you guys. There's a fire write-up. I was actually speaking to people trying to sway the opinion. Okay, so he wasn't speaking to us. Okay,
yeah.
I just saw the tweet. I was like, wait, what? Did you read it?
But
he read it.
You know what's crazy though? Being that we are recording on a Tuesday morning, we got a chance to watch more stuff from our other media counterparts. There was a lot of sniper won the battle, sniper clear. And
that's why he's saying that. That's why I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
I'm like watching, and I'm just kind of like,
whoa.
I'm like, really? I'm like, y'all had Sniper just clearly winning this battle, like, and there was a lot of that, and I was just kind of like taken aback, like maybe I maybe I need to watch this with
Yeah, I
glasses or
think
something, but
I couldn't
I
help but
clearly
notice.
had J Slash winning it, man.
I couldn't help but notice we didn't even mention Remedy Loco's name in
I
during
did.
this.
Oh, in the article, you mean?
No, and when we talked about Swave's
No, we
performance,
did. We did. I said he got Remedy out of here pretty quickly, pretty easily.
no, but we didn't talk about Remedy Loco.
Oh, okay. Listen, man.
That ain't it.
Nah,
I
not at
what?
all. Not at
Listen, I
all.
I do not believe. Okay, and if that's it, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't believe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be the first person ever signed to RBE is just kind of like, all right.
Look,
Okay.
lad,
And
we
maybe
all
ARP sees something in you that I haven't seen yet. So keep working, keep progressing. But that wasn't a performance that I'm going to be going back to watch. Um, the Remedy, just step it up, man. Just step it up. You know.
all right, man. We can close things out from here because I got a boogie board.
Let's
But
do it, man. What we need to do.
that's it, man. Salute to everybody on the card, and salute to the on-site battle. Go ahead and check that out. It was a freebie for all you guys. Go ahead and check out Jay Bree versus Zay. It's a dope little brick on brick violence. Now that was a more competitive brick on brick battle than Coach and Payne. If you
Yeah,
ask me.
man. Now, but definitely to close off, salute to J Slash, man. I definitely had him winning rounds 1 and 3. I thought he was in control of those. I thought that the other brother definitely had a dope second round and was cooking, was turning up in that part. You know what I mean? But J Slash though, definitely I had him winning that battle. But dope event. I gave it an 8. I was entertained. Man, salute to RBE for putting on back-to-back fire events. And salute to everyone for watching this on YouTube. If you made it this far, man, hit the likes. It definitely helps us. I want to salute everyone who's been watching on YouTube because you guys have been turning up for us for real, man. So we greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're listening to this on Apple, Spotify, wherever, go watch this on YouTube too, because I'm telling you, it's a different experience, man. You really get to laugh. You get to, you know what I mean? See all the intricacies of the show. You can see when Francis is bullshitting, you know what I'm saying? You can tell when I'm like, whatever, from whatever's going on, you know what I mean? So if you've only been listening, listen and then go watch again, man. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, everyone, for rocking with us. Once again, let's talk battlerap.com. Follow us at LTBR Podcast on all platforms. And we'll see y'all next week, man. Peace.